Hey everybody, Winn Claybaugh here, and I am now in my 30th year of hosting this podcast, and I am joined by best-selling author, philanthropist, best known for his hit TV series Dirty Jobs, Mike Rowe. And Mike, I'm a little bit starstruck today, so
Come
thanks for
on.
agreeing to do this.
You're not start. You've been doing this 30 years. How is it even possible that a man with that kind of experience could even be remotely struck by the stars?
You know what? I just feel so grateful that people still say yes to me. I thankfully I'm coming from that place, and that you would say yes. Actually, I think you're the one who brought it up during your podcast. Hey, when are you going to interview me? And so here we are.
One good turn deserves another. And so officially at the top of this, I should say thanks. We had a great conversation uh, just a month ago, and I'm really looking forward to keeping it going.
Thank you. Me too. And I have to tell you, I've been telling people from the stage for so many years that it's important that you follow your passion. You follow your passion, but then you come along and you say that perhaps maybe that's a terrible idea. That's terrible advice. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think more broadly, what I should tell your listeners and viewers, I guess you have both, don't you? Listeners and
I
viewers?
do. Yes.
Well, so a lot of what happened to me on Dirty Jobs after 350 of them was that I got a chance to hear from regular people who were on the front lines, and they became for me a great source of wisdom that I didn't really take seriously at first. But once I started paying attention to the lessons you can learn in the dirt, I started to write them down. And once I started to write them down, I found them everywhere. So
Mm.
in many cases on Dirty Jobs, I stumbled across what I called sort of those accessories you see that hang on walls in boardrooms and say things
All
like,
of these platitudes that, yeah, with
yes,
a picture of an eagle behind it or something.
yeah, like a guy
Right.
in a kayak, just paddling, and it
Right.
underneath it says something like persistence or stay the course, right?
Right.
It's like, okay, but being persistent and staying the course only makes sense if you're going in the right direction, you know? And so a lot of those successories and those platitudes, they become platitudinous. They become bromides because they take a hint of logic or wisdom and then just presuppose that that's where the conversation begins. Ergo, persistence is always good. And likewise, passion. Passion is is terribly important, way too important to follow around, in my view. Passion is a thing you need to bring with you because it's fickle. It'll lie to you. If you don't believe me, I would refer you to the first season of American Idol, right? When thousands of people show up because they've been told their whole life to follow their passion. Beyonce, she'll tell you, look, never give up on your dream. If you want it bad enough, it can happen. And well, unfortunately, the reality of our world, Win, is just because you love something doesn't mean you can't suck at it. And and just because you don't like something doesn't mean you might not have a weird facility for it. And so that was a recurring theme on Dirty Jobs. I met a lot of people who loved what they did, who were passionate about what they did, who prospered as a result of doing what they did, but who came to their vocation not as a result of following their dream, but as a result of looking around and seeing where everybody was going and then just going in the other direction,
Mm.
looking for opportunity. So it's very tempting, when you deconstruct success to say, well, because I'm so happy doing what I'm doing, let me tell you how I did it. And then suddenly you're in this revisionist world where you're the guy who always dreamt of the thing. And then your story becomes how your dream came true. And the tricky part for me is there is enough truth in that, and there are enough real world examples to bolster that. But in the world, we paint with an awfully broad brush. And
Mm,
my story is very different. I'm very passionate about what I do today, but it was never a thing I wanted passionately to do. And so, in the end, if I'm giving a graduation address or talking to a group of people about this topic, what my bromide is never follow your passion, but
mm,
always bring it with you. Because if you can figure out a way to love the thing that you're good at, you'll win. I just
mm,
find it easier to approach it that way than looking out over all of the possibilities and saying, well, that's the thing that's going to make me happy. That's the one thing that's going to make me passionate, right? That it just makes the journey harder. It's like looking for your soulmate. This idea that there's one person on the planet walking around that's
right.
perfect for me. It's like there are a lot of people on the planet, brother. Cast a wider net.
Oh, this is such good advice, and I know people are going to love, love, love this podcast with you. And once again, Mike, I'm so grateful. Everybody, you're going to want to listen to this many times. You're going to want to share it with anybody that you ever met once, and I promise that I'm going to get it out to the masses. So, Mike, you're amazing. Thank you.
Standing by to be unforgettable.
Perfect.